Welcome back to Fujitsu World Tour London 2018, where we continue to bring you insight by vertical. The aim, if you're a technologist working in retail, all you need to do is go and find the Retail Facebook Live, and hopefully we'll be delivering some insight as to the conversations you should be having at a board level back within your organizations. Next, we're talking public sector. With me, we've got Nicola Holderness, former CIO for the Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. That was a long business card.
Right, I know, Colin. It was a big one.
And Patrick Stephenson, MD of Central Government for Fujitsu.
Yep.
You spent a lot of time working within government,
old,
Nicola.
Yeah, 15 years.
We're off to a good start already, aren't we? But you had great experience at a time when government was going through huge change with technology. So I imagine that you're well versed to educate us on the challenges you need to overcome to deliver technology.
Yeah, and it's an interesting point actually. So it was, massive change in terms of technology and the arrival of the government digital service, and a new breed perhaps of people and the way they deliver things, new languages. In terms of delivering technology, that more or less remained the same. There's some very tried and trusted ways of delivering. So we're bounded very much by the Treasury and investment. There's certain hurdles we have to jump through. There's certain products we need to produce. And of course, we're responsible to the taxpayer for everything that we do. I think the greater challenge is with, the broader civil service and their understanding of technology, what technology can offer us, what technology means. We had an interesting discussion earlier about, the terms alpha, beta.
Yeah.
So we talked about, even on gov.uk, and actually not just gov.uk, but
BBC
more
iPlayer.
Broadly, the way people put, the terms, this is in a beta phase at the moment. Well, quite frankly, I don't care what phase it's in as a citizen. I just want to get on and do something, and I want it to work. So we've started to use different terms that don't mean things to people. And I think we now need to make it real, and I think we need our policy colleagues to understand things just a little bit better in order that we're delivering the right technology for the right reason and not just for technology's sake.
It's an interesting point on citizens. Are we at a point where we're having to respond to their demands? I mean, as a society, do we just want everything provided through technology, or do we still want traditional means of accessing information? Where do you think we're at?
So I think we still have to have traditional means. That's the first thing. So we need to be delivering things that meet the user's needs. And in a lot of cases, now digital has become second nature. So I'm a citizen as well. So very recently I've been online a lot trying to use the different services, and I've been pulling my hair out, to be honest with you. So I think it's about understanding the user needs and the user journey still. I don't think it's enough just to put something online. I think it's more important that you know why you're putting it online, what you want the outcome to be, whether it's a policy take-up or whether it's a gathering of information. I think I was online because that was it. I wanted to find out how many years I needed to pay into the national insurance in order to get my full pension. I swear to God, it was in beta as well.
Yes.
I wanted to pull my hair out at the end of it. But I think it's about understanding the user better, and not everyone wants to be online or can be online for one reason or another.
But I think, Nicola, as well, what we don't need, though, are two types of systems. One for digital natives, one for immigrants. We need to use digital technology, invest in it once, use it many times, and then navigate people through without the skills or the access to technology.
I agree.
It's called assisted digital. Helping people navigate through digital systems. Yeah.
But not everyone can even have the access to it.
Correct.
And I think the beauty is the government does understand its demographic, and it does understand the proportions of people, and they do have ways of helping people that don't have access at all.
Yeah.
Do you think leadership and technology is joined up enough within government? I mean, if we've got to deliver on all these programs, I know there's budget constraints, but do the right people in the right roles understand why we're having to deliver programs, or do we have to further educate people?
No, I think the answer probably is generally yes. They're the most incredible brains in government. I mean, I was really, really humbled to work there. But I think, and I talked about it earlier today, there needs to be more education. So someone recently said, we need to teach everyone about blockchain, Nicola. Why? What's the business outcome for them to understand that? And actually, before I teach them about blockchain, it might be helpful if they, understood, you know, maybe some simpler technologies or something, or maybe just understood what alpha beta meant.
So do we get distracted with the wrong things too often then?
I think it's a bit like a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. So it's a little bit like I'm not feeling very well, so I Google it and I go to the doctor and say, you know, this is what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
I think there's a place for expertise, but I think more generally everyone needs to understand things. So we use the term digital quite a lot, and it means different things to different people. But actually, it's far deeper than that now. You know, we've got separate offices, you know, for AI. You know, we talk about data in a different way, but it all is part of the same thing. It's part of the whole, and I think it comes together, and it underpins everything we do and allows us to deliver policy. So I think it's really important that we understand that, you know, at the broadest level, rather than keep siloing things up.
But I think the common language, across the public and the private sector is really what is the challenge, what is the problem, and what is the outcome as opposed to input or output we're trying to achieve. So what's the challenge, what's the outcome, and then I think that's where industry and public sector come together to solve those problems.
And you look at your options, absolutely. Yeah.
But I think too many times we jump to a solution, we try and jump to an outcome or an output or an input, when actually we aren't aligned on what the challenge is.
The irony is, though, when I look back and then I worry I might be getting a bit too old now, we've done that for years.
Yes.
Even when the basic technology, people always jump to solutions, don't they? And get themselves wrapped up in a complete circle. Nothing's changed. I think the language has changed. And, you know, people are a bit more, there's more branding around things. A bit of sexiness here that wasn't there before, or whatever it is. But it's the same problem, packaged differently. But we should always focus on the business need, outcome, the policy need, outcome.
It's the solution, and this is going to sound really simplistic, and I don't mean it to.
No, that's good.
It's the answer to get the right people around the table, whether that's within government, partners, 100%. Suppliers, and having that conversation around the business goal.
And the beauty is, we talked about this earlier today,
we did.
That's exactly what government are after.
Yes.
So if you read the digital strategy by DCMS, it talks about industry, you know, collaboration, coming together. In fact, it goes as far as to say is, this strategy, you know, doesn't give you the answers. It actually is reaching out to industry to come and challenge and talk to us. So government is crying out, really, for people to come together to resolve these things.
And today, you know, at Fujitsu World Tour, you know, this is all about co-creation, and I know these are buzzwords sometimes, human-centric design. It's about people getting together in a room or virtually and solving a problem. And I think that's your point. That's not changed over the time. The technology and the capability of the technology has changed, but that old adage of getting people together, solving a problem, and I think we've debated today as well, you know, the next step for us is to start to solve some of the cross-departmental challenges. And more we need people working together, co-creation, academia, you know, coming together to solve problems.
There'll be a lot of your industry peers and colleagues that will be looking at this. If you had a single piece of advice to impart with them today to help them on this journey of delivery, what would it be?
God, that's a really, really good question. Talk to one another.
Start with a conversation.
Oh my God, it's so important. Really, really important. Ask the question. Just talk to one another.
Brilliant, great insight. Really like that.
Well, sorry, just from a Fujitsu perspective, whether it's government or the private sector, you know, we've got to forget the organisations that we work in. And I mentioned it earlier today. We've got to have an outside-in focus, you know, a relentless focus on system design, working it to the outcome as opposed to the inputs and organisations. So I think when we join together, you know, both the public and the private sector, you know, as per the strategies.
Look at us now.
We can achieve a lot.
Terrific insight. Well, they say technology sometimes is the barriers to relationships, but in the case of government, it's good to talk to unlock your technical capabilities. There's plenty more to come from Fujitsu World Tour London 2018. If you've got any questions for Nicola or Patrick, be sure to drop us a note. We will get them answered for you, and we'll be back to you. Thanks for watching.